Pisces, hello, welcome in, welcome back. My name is Millie, this is the Ghost Bride Tarot, and we've got a little reading here for you today for the month of May 2024. Now, if you are not a Pisces or you're coming across this at a later date, I would definitely stick around because I feel like there may be something in here for you. Okay, Pisces, so I actually recorded this reading earlier today and there was no audio, so there may be something that you guys are having to redo in some way, and there does seem to be a sense of frustration around that, but the way that it's coming through is like setbacks are turning out to be blessings in disguise in some way. So I would definitely be paying attention to that energy as that's coming through this month for you, because that was pretty strong. All right, so the way that I'm going to do the reading for you guys today is I'm going to run through some channeled messages that I've got for you guys. Then I want to move into the tarot spread. So we're going to look at your internal and your external worlds, how they're playing together at the moment. Then we're going to look at your heart space and your external relationship. And then to close out, we're going to look at things to be aware of and surprises from the universe. So your last reading was about 50 minutes, so we could be here for a little while tonight. All right, so one of the strongest things that I got for you, Pisces, was there's a really strong connection to a few signs this month, particularly Gemini and Taurus. Yeah, and there was, in the last reading that I filmed for you guys, there was this really strong energy around, like, whatever you guys are going through now is the prerequisite for the Taurus reading. So if you vibe with this and you're feeling like you want some more information, I would definitely watch the Taurus reading after watching this one. Yeah, there is some connection between the two of those. All right, so this month for you guys, there does seem to be new jobs, new contracts, a lot of newness rolling in for you, but it does feel like perhaps in the wake of a loss. So for some of you, there's like Spirit saying for some of you it's like a knockdown rebuild, and like maybe there is a sense of sadness with like seeing the old structure go, or like stepping away from where you were working and then moving into this new place. There does seem to be a little sense of sadness that goes along with this new beginning. Some of you guys this month are going to have, okay, the biggest message that you guys got was that this month there is going to be information coming to you that is a tower moment of some kind. For some of you, it's going to come in for some of you, it's going to come in a connection to somebody that rolls their R's. And I don't really understand why that's important, but Spirit did say to me, like, you will encounter someone that rolls their R's, and that person may be like hot and bothered or like flustered in some sense, and they're going to share something with you. It does kind of bring this energy of like brace yourself kind of information coming. I'll tell you what though, this second run around of your reading does feel much more stable than the first one. The first one was very intense and chaotic. There is a really strong energy around you guys of celebration this month, but it's almost like a private party. Like, that's how it comes through. Okay. There is a strong connection to Halloween for you guys. I don't know how or why that fits in or why it's come up, but that was written twice for you guys. So that message is definitely emphasized. That could be connected to a pregnancy for some of you. Some of you are really fertile at this time. There is something about many eggs coming through, and it can also be like that new job could be a pregnancy. That definitely could be connected to that. Some of you may have conceived around Halloween as well. All right, some of you guys this month are revamping, renovating, readjusting something in some way, and it feels really good. It feels exciting. There is this energy of like rejuvenation that's coming through, and it feels really nice. Some of you, this may be connected to a Scorpio, or there is some kind of Scorpio connection there with whatever your Spirit's saying. It's a reassessment for some of you. And it could actually come in the wake of this information coming. All right, moving forward. Some of you are like reupholstering furniture or working with fibers or fabrics in some way. And they were also leading me to this message about patterns and repetition and things like that. So that might come up for you guys this month, Pisces. There is this energy around you guys wanting to like kind of segregate yourself. Your energy is much different in this reading than in the last reading that I filmed, but there does still be like this. There is a sense of you like, oh yeah, I was going to say there's like a restriction happening here within the reading. And I forgot about this message in the last video. So I was hearing something about a limited range of motion. Yeah, and that's very much the energy that I'm feeling now. Like there is this kind of restriction, tightness. There is something that's Spirit's showing me someone in a tight dress, and then they can only take, like, women will understand, those little teeny tiny stupid little steps because your dress is too tight. Some of you may feel like you're tiptoeing. Some of you may feel like you can't take any leaps and bounds at this point. And I would very much say to just sit with that energy and like remember you are still moving, even if it's at a snail's pace rather than a race car kind of energy. All right, your readings, it's vastly different to the last one that I filmed, and it feels good. All right, so some of you guys are going to have something to do with camping or scouts or something voyeuristic in that sense of like, so I was seeing like a bandana, a pocket knife, and a compass. And Spirit was saying like something like an expedition. And then I'm hearing that wilderness explorer. All right, some of you guys are going to be actually traveling via land, maybe even like across a country. I'm definitely seeing this energy of you like traveling, but it's grounded travel. There's no like flying or going over water. It definitely feels like it's across land. There is a connection to the moon landing coming through, and I don't really understand how or why, but maybe that's connected to that limited range of motion, and perhaps you're expanding your horizons in some sense in connection to that. All right. There is something significant about, I was going to say a truck, and Spirit saying it's a bus. It's not a truck. It's definitely a bus. I don't know why that's significant for you this month, but pay attention because you will see it, hear it, feel it. There will be something significant about a bus. Pay attention to what's happening for you personally at that time, because I do feel like that's a little message from Spirit. Spirit's bringing in 2:15, and we've been getting that time. All right. So I got a message about sacred wood, and it did come through in the way of like, fuck. So they're saying to me plaque, like they're saying it's a wooden plaque, but I thought plaques were metal. I suppose you could have a wooden plaque. Maybe like back in the day they would have been wooden plaques, wouldn't they? Yeah, so there was this strong message about sacred wood, and it reminded me of this dream that I had probably like in the last 2 weeks, where I was walking through the bush and I like, oh yeah, okay. So I was walking through the bush and I stumbled upon like this wooden thing that was laying flat. It was laying flat. I was walking through the bush and there was like vines and brush and things over it. And I noticed it because it was different. And I stopped and I cleared the brush, and it was a big, giant, circular piece of wood. And carved into the face of it was the tree of life. So it does feel like there is some connection to you guys really expanding, and that family tree kind of thing is coming into play as well. They are leading me back to that fertility and that like the pregnancy thing. Some of you are definitely welcoming a new family member this month. It doesn't have to be directly from pregnancy. It could also be somebody getting married into your family. And it does come through with like a really happy celebratory energy surrounding that. It feels like it's Spirit saying something about cutting through red tape, and that does seem to be like the opening or a yeah, there's things coming through for you that aren't really making a lot of sense. I'm hoping that when we get into the reading, it will start to gel together a little bit more. Okay, some names that you guys might be encountering this month. They're really like they're kind of boring names. Like they're really white man names. So the names that I've got is Caleb, Josh, Paul, Tony, Mitchell, Brad, and Stanley. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that does feel very much connected to that new family member message. There is something coming through around like that revamp energy. I can't tap in much further than that. They're being quite vague around what that is. All right. And the last message for you guys before we move. Oh, a few more messages actually. All right, so I was hearing something about a mariachi band. This may be significant to you this month. If not, when you're encounter seeing or viewing it, just pay attention to what's happening for you personally, because there is something significant around that time. Spirit's also saying something about hot air balloons. And ladybugs and hummingbirds. So they could be messages or signs from the universe for you guys this month. If you encounter those things, just pay attention to them. There was something coming through around dairy, and it's been coming through for months now. But they was real specific, and they said full fat organic butter. So something around that, and also something around corn for you guys this month. And then the last message that I got was I was hearing Never with the Left, right? And it was about like I don't know how to salute. Yeah, but it was like you never do it with the left. Apparently, it's always got to be the right. So there is something around, yeah, making sure things are done the right way. All right. Some other readings that you guys might want to check out if any of this stuff hits in the tarot as well, is the Aquarius reading, which was directly linked to the Leo reading in this month. Yeah, there is a lot coming through for you guys. Some of you guys are actually going to be traveling across many countries, like in Europe or something. So it's not places that are disconnected by water. It's definitely places that are landlocked. Oh yeah, and Spirit. Okay. Really, the last message. I was hearing something about a pergola or a veranda or like a front stoop or like a balcony, and there was very much like red wine associated with that, and it felt like a really like a chill time. It didn't feel like any pressure. It definitely feels like a relaxing drink on the porch kind of vibe is what I was getting. And then yes, some of you guys with this revamp and renovations and all that kind of energy that's coming through, or even the new job, new contracts, some of you guys are like searching for or trying to choose a name. Some of you may be pregnant, and this could be directly related to that, but you're trying to choose a good name. And I see you guys like testing this name out, and then people saying that's a good name. It does feel like it does feel more connected to work than like a baby, but it is there with the pregnancy. So I have to put those two together. Oh, yeah. And so with the mariachi band as well, Spirit's saying there's a pivot and a revelation. So if you encounter a mariachi band, it doesn't have to be like in real life. It can be on TV or on your phone or even in a book, Spirit's saying. There's a pivotal revelation that's coming through for you guys. So the energy that I was getting in the first reading that I filmed for you guys was like really feeling like stalled and wounded and like wanting to retreat into the cave. That energy is kind of played out a little bit now, where it's like it doesn't feel as intense as that, but there is still this heaviness with your energy, shall I say. All right. I was hearing something about deep red velvet. Oh yeah, and I was also hearing something about the boudoir. So there is this like energy around spirit saying some of you are like renovating or redoing or like buying new linens and things for the master bedroom. I don't like to use that term. I just like to say the big room, like the mum and dad room. There is this energy around like maybe even a sense of let's tap into it before I start making my own mind up here. Okay. All right, Pisces. All right, Spirit, show me for Pisces what I need to see for the month of May. Show me internal versus external for the month of May. All right, so internally, you guys might feel like there's been some kind of stall, some kind of hesitation, something that you're just having to restart many, many times. The way that this is coming through is like, for some of you, it's created a sense of anxiety with the Nine of Swords. For some of you, it's definitely... See, in the way that Spirit's presenting it to me is like you may feel that you've been held up or stalled or something, but the way that Spirit's showing it to me is like, okay, this is honestly what I'm getting. So I'm getting like a line outside of a club and you're at the end of the line. Yeah, and there's all of these people preventing you from getting in there and you're feeling stalled and you're feeling like you can't get in. And then somebody comes around the back and like brings you to the front of the line and just like skips the entire line. And that's where I see you guys this month, like feeling like you're at the back of the line, but there is something about you skipping ahead, jumping ahead, like... All right, show me internal for Pisces for the month of May, Spirit. All right, Spirit's saying there has to be an element of patience here. There has to be an element of trusting the process and just allowing things to unfold in whatever way they need to. There does seem to be this real emphasis on external relationships at the moment, like your internal realm is... It seems like there's a sense of chaos or confusion, even like this setback may have like come from left field or been something that you didn't expect. This energy doesn't feel like it's flowing. Just give me a minute. Show me the external spirit. Show me what I've got. So there is restriction of some kind. There is the way that Spirit's presenting this to me is like you don't actually have all the information yet. There will be another element that's added to you, or someone's going to bring something to you. It does feel like you're okay. Spirit's showing me a very specific scenario. So the way that this is coming through, it's like at this given point in time, your internal world has received like quite the deep rupture, and it feels like this rupture has directly impacted the heart space, and that's very much Spirit saying it hit you like a ton of bricks, but it's like shifted you to a different path. Shunted. And I would very much say that at this given point in time, Pisces, your internal world is very much being influenced by what's happening around you. There does seem to be this, for some of you, it could be a lack of boundaries. For some of you, there's like some people pleasing that's happening here. For some of you, there's some overexertion that's unnecessary in some way that's not serving you, but you seem to think that that's helping other people or going to serve the greater good in some way, but it just doesn't need to be. Spirit's saying it's not all on your shoulders. Okay, so whatever's happening here internally for you, whatever you've been confronted with or saddled with, or whatever information comes to you this month that kind of puts you off kilter for a hot minute, this has come in for the purpose of like clearing the slate. That shunting energy is coming through, like shifting you, pushing you just a tiny little bit into a different, more aligned path. It definitely feels like an uncomfortable shift. It definitely feels like there's some resistance from your side, to say the least. But it does feel like it's something that Spirit's saying something about the force of nature. So the way this is coming through is like some of you may have had like even like a brutal, rude awakening that came in the form of a betrayal or some kind of a loss of a relationship, or something that you really thought was going to turn out one way and then it just went a completely different way. That setback, that it's a readjustment. It's not so much like a wiping the slate clean as it is a reassessment and a realignment. The way that Spirit's showing this to me is like if things are feeling really chaotic and things are feeling really out of control, I would sit back in the midst of that chaos. And the way that Spirit's presenting it to me is like things are just going to like fall into place. Very much aligned energy coming through. And maybe even some new ideas and things that spark from this. And that could even be like, it could even be related to like the way that you, it could be related to the way that you make money or the way that money comes to you. There is something around this that's very much, yeah, your energy is weird, Pisces. It's feeling better than it did the first time that I read for you guys. It was definitely a bit a bit more tense the first time, but this is like, bear with me here because I will. All right, internally, you guys have been dealt quite a big blow recently. And the way that this comes through is like it's caused you a great deal of anxiety, a great deal of stress, maybe even like a lot of regrets and remorse and things like that coming through, because it does seem to be like the stuff that kind of keeps you up at night. The way that I'm seeing this is that there was some kind of big event that really kind of shattered you to a degree, but you're starting to find the blessing in that. You're starting to find, there's like spirits showing me like hidden gems that is like amongst all of this rubble. So I do see you beginning to find a sense of healing and a sense of stability in the wake of that. So if you're definitely feeling like you're in the thick of it, know that it's a reprieve, and it could even come with this information. The way that it comes through is like this information, oh yeah, and this came through in your first reading. This information, when it comes to you, it frees you in some way, because that restriction piece there too. All right, let's move into, do I want to use for that? Let me, gosh, what deck do I want? See, there is this whole, like your whole reading has just been like kind of frustrating, to be fair. Even now, like there's this feeling of like not having all the things I need, and they're just up there, but I don't want to get up and get them. There is this energy of you like kind of even being fed up maybe with this whole process, or fed up with not having like a sense of control over what's happening here. There is fucking weird energy. All right, can you show me heart space and external relationships for Pisces? Heart space, spirit, just one will do. Heart space, please, for Pisces. And external realm. Okay, so grounding. So you guys are definitely going to be integrating whatever this big loss was for you. Whatever this, for some of you, it was even maybe an exposure. That has led to a spiritual awakening for some of you. For others of you, it's led to like this epiphany or this emergence of some kind of information. The way that this is being, okay, the way Spirit's presenting this to me is like some of you have absolutely been set on a completely different path to where you thought you were going to go, or a parallel path, or something about not being where you thought you'd start from. I feel like this reading's rubbish. It's annoying me, and I really wanted to do your reading all day. Give me what I need to see here, Spirit. Yeah, okay, so for some of you, there is going to be this period of like coming out of the darkness. Some of you are still very much in the darkness for the majority of this month. Others of you are very much venturing near the edge of the cage, which is, again, that connection to the Aquarius reading. So if you do feel called to check that out, that's already posted. There is this energy here of coming together. There is this energy of like a rediscovery of some kind of strength within you. And it does feel like it was Spirit saying hard won. And like the way that this comes through is like no pain, no gain kind of energy, where I do see the giving and the receiving is here as well, where it's like what you put in is what you get out. But in this case, it does feel like there's been a setback or a stall on your return. And the way that this is coming through is like some added element, some other piece that comes to you this month is going to be that last little piece. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so Spirit's showing me like a really intricate lock, okay, like a super intricate lock with like all these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like coming down, yeah. And the way that it's presenting to me is like All of them are open, like, yeah, and there's just like one that's still sticking out. All you need to do is just figure out how to like get that, and then it'll open. So you're not far from putting this all together as far as I'm concerned. The way that this comes through is like there has been fear, there has been something that's set you back, there has been something that's destabilized you internally in some way. But what you're finding is that with that internal restructuring that you're doing, Spirit's saying it's a stronger bond, like you're using like a stronger material. Show me what to expect and surprises from the universe here, because I'm really not vibing with this reading at all. It's kind of annoying me, to be fair. All right, so let's just put it this way. I do feel like there's going to be some things this month that come through for you that are going to be like surprising, perhaps confronting in some way for some of you, but these are going to be blessings in disguise for some of you, or there'll be reparations made very quickly in the wake of whatever this is. There is something that's come like crumbling down, and it feels like it's already happened. It feels like you're very much in the rubble of that. So the way this is coming through is like throughout the month, there is this feeling of restriction. There is this feeling of, oh yeah, and that came through in your first reading. Or was that the Taurus reading? I would recommend watching the Taurus reading because it is very much interconnected to this. There's something about the different perspective gained. There's something about this that's going to absolutely be of benefit to you. And it does feel like the 15th and the 16th are going to be important days for you this month. But the way that this is coming through was like a reparation, like something had to be. Spirit showing me that tear down, rebuild kind of energy. Unexpected. Spirit, show me something unexpected from the universe this month for Pisces. It is that alignment. I don't think you think you're going to come into alignment, or I think you think you're. Spirit saying far off the mark, and that throat chakra thing has been coming through a few times today. Show me unexpected for Pisces, please, Spirit. Okay, some of you are going to have a surprise interaction with someone younger than you, and that interaction is going to be like super amusing is the way that it's coming through. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing this fucking guy. That's what, but it's like someone younger than you. And somebody else did get that in the channeled messages. Somebody else got a message, and it said, you better check your boy. And it's like this fucking guy. Like that's the kind of energy that it brings. Yeah, I think the restoration of whatever's come crumbling down here is going to be like far quicker than what you think. And Spirit's saying you will be grabbing life by the balls again, like real quickly. I see you like. Pisces, this energy is weird. Like it's a weird reading. I will say that. This is not my favorite reading. All right, surprises from the universe this month are very much going to be coming from people as far as I can see. So I would be paying attention to interactions that you're having with other people, particularly young people and really overtly outspoken people, because, yeah, something about the truths coming through there. There is this message around you feeling confined, feeling restricted, and being quite frustrated and stalled and being like irritated by that. The way it comes through is like this is a blessing in disguise. You know, sometimes, you know, the universe's rejection is redirection, and that's absolutely what this feels like. It feels like something that you thought you wanted that perhaps you don't actually want, or that isn't actually going to be of value to you. And that can be disappointing as well. So there is this sense of disappointment for you guys this month. The way that it's coming through with the Storms card is that there could be some chaos around you. There could absolutely be some, maybe even some harsh words exchanged between people with all of those swords there. But it definitely feels like it comes through in the way of clearing the air, having tough, challenging conversations that lead to really clear conclusions and compromises. And I actually think that from the 16th to the end of the month, that's when things are going to really take a turn, Spirit's saying. Show me what else I need to see for Pisces. Okay, so they were saying to be mindful of self-sabotage earlier, and the card didn't come out, so I didn't really want to touch on it too much. But there is something here around being mindful of the self-sabotage. The way that it comes through is like to be careful not to be too rigid in accepting or being open to other people's ideas, opinions, or even input. It does come through in the way of like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that from the start of the reading. There is something here that's connected to your money. So for some of you, this is a restoration of like your finances. For some of you, there was a big blow here. For some of you, there may have even been like the breakdown of a business or a relationship that then cost you financially. And then I'm seeing you like reassessing, restructuring, rebuilding. Spirit's saying, but it feels like with more quality products. Like it's like what you've left behind was low quality and what you're stepping into is high quality. There's yeah. All right. So what's happening here for you guys is there is a spiritual ascension happening for you guys, and there's levels to this shit. Yeah, it definitely takes time, and it definitely takes a lot of integration periods and things like that. The resistance that I'm seeing you guys have will serve its purpose. So honor your process, honor your emotions, and be very mindful of not trying to rush through anything or rush to any conclusions. There's this energy of like sit back and wait for all the information to kind of, Spirit saying pass across your desk for some of you. Others of you, it will absolutely fall into your lap. So wait for that before you make any moves. And even then, I wouldn't be making any sudden moves this month. There definitely feels to be this energy of like letting the dust settle, giving yourself a recovery period, learning to open up to other people in the wake of whatever's happened to you, because there was some kind of big rupture for you guys. And it feels like it's not only knocked your confidence, but it's like destabilized you in some way. All right, the color purple is going to be significant for you guys this month. I would definitely be like surrounding myself with that where possible. Even like eating purple food, beets for some of you is going to be of benefit this month. I feel like it's unfinished, so I want to just, I might just close out with the ancestors and oracle, angels and ancestors oracle, because it's definitely feeling like we're not finished. See, some of you might have a hard time letting whatever this is go, whatever it is. All right, Spirit, can I see for Pisces, please? May. Pisces in May, please. All right, so I was getting something about the ankh. Some of you may have a connection to the ankh. Some of you may even get a tattoo of an ankh or have a tattoo of an ankh. Show me for Pisces, Spirit, please. See the... Okay. Any more? Okay. So let go of the need to be right. See beyond the current situation. Take time to reflect and see from a higher perspective. So that actually feels really beautiful to close out your reading. So that absolutely feels like the trajectory that you're on for this entire month of May. Sitting back, listening to all other opinions, observations. You don't have to be right. There's this energy around like perhaps lowering your guard. Spirit's saying, look, lowering your defensive weapons. And some of you absolutely will be having like some kind of ascension or something coming through in the way of spiritual alignment, leveling up, opening up to abilities. There is an emphasis again on this, like taking time to pause and to reflect and to integrate what you've learned. I would go slow with that process. There is absolutely no rushing it, especially when it comes to like finding an understanding within yourself or finding a conclusion that you feel happy with. There is this energy, and it did come through in the reading, around not jumping to conclusions, not trying to make up your mind straight away, just like kind of sitting back and seeing what opportunities and what information is presented to you. There will be something that gives you a higher perspective towards the end of the month, and it definitely feels like it comes through in the way of like restoration, rebalancing. It feels quite nice, Pisces. It definitely feels nice towards the end of the month. But this month is going to be a bit of a doozy for you guys. So, like, yeah, take care of yourselves. Take care of your surroundings as well, because there is something around you maybe. And that self-sabotage piece is coming through as well, where Spirit's saying to me, like, be careful of your environment and the surroundings that you're in. And it doesn't even have to be like, are you in nature? Is your home clean? You know, are the people that you hang around of a higher vibration, and do the conversations that you have stimulate you in some way, or is this like oppression in that sense? Yeah, there is a lot coming through for you, Pisces. It feels uncomfortable to say the least, but it's within that discomfort that we find, you know, the courage and the confidence to make a move or make a break for it in some way. So it feels nice. It feels like it's going to come through. Spirit's saying all in due time. Yeah, and you will see your seeds begin to grow. So, and you did get harvest that actually came out in your reading. So it definitely feels like it's, for some of you, it's going to be time to move into a completely different direction. Some of you have been like set off on this. It is a parallel path, but it's a different path, isn't it? What Spirit's saying is there's a lot of giving and receiving that's happening, and it's reciprocal. So if you've been feeling like you've been giving, or even taking, we all fall into that cycle at times as well. That will be rebalanced, rectified. There is this rectify kind of energy coming through, which would indicate like some kind of wrong being done, and like that restoration coming through. Is there anything else for the lovely, lovely Pisces for the month of May, Spirit? No. Feel loved and comforted. Feels nice. All right, Pisces, your energy was super weird and like a little bit annoying today. I'm not going to lie. I was a bit fucking annoyed. But I'm glad we did it. We've done it. My name is Millie. Once again, this is the Ghost Bride Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you got anything from these, can you do all the things that make the numbers go up? Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling like, yeah, there is a sense of relief that I've finally got your reading finished, because I was a bit disappointed about that. So the energy is weird for you guys this month. Can you guys let me know how that plays out? Because I'm super interested to see what's happening for you guys. And check out those other readings that I mentioned: Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. And I love you. I do. Fucking love ya. Ta-da.